Alright guys, so tonight what we're going to make, again, is called monkey bread. Now this is absolutely delicious. You can find this recipe on the Pillsbury website. In fact, I'm using it as a cheat sheet tonight because it's been years since I've made this. Now you do need a pan for this. Now this is a bundt cake pan. This is the one that it calls for in the recipe, but you don't have to have this. You can have a regular bread loaf pan. I just happened to find this for $6 while I was out shopping for the other ingredients. And those other ingredients are as follows: brown sugar, powdered sugar, cinnamon, butter, and 2 packs of Pillsbury Grand's Southern style biscuits. Southern home style biscuits, that's what they are. But you need 2 packs of those. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is preheat the oven to 350. Alright, so we got that going here. And it says to generously grease our fluted tube pan. That's what this one is. Again, if you have just a regular bread pan, you can use that. It says to use shortening or cooking spray. I'm going to use avocado oil spray because that's what I have on hand. So I just stepped away and did that. You can see there is a generous coating on the inside of our pan. So we have a cutting board here too, because the first thing that we need to do is open up our biscuits, separate them, and then cut them into little pieces. The recipe says to cut them into quarters because in the end you're just going to want them all in little pieces that you can easily pull away and eat. You gotta love that pop. So let's pile these up over here. We don't want them to stick together, but we do want to take each one and just cut it into smaller pieces. So just like the recipe says, we're just going to cut them into quarters. That just means you get 4 pieces out of each biscuit. And there we go. You can see how we've taken all of those, cut them all into smaller bite-sized pieces. Now we also need a 1-gallon Ziploc bag, and we're going to mix the sugar and the cinnamon in there. That's 1/2 cup of sugar and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Yeah, it's about a teaspoon. Zip that up. Give it a shake so that all mixes good. Once that's mixed up good, we're going to take all our little pieces and put them in here. And it helps if you put a couple in at a time. Shake it up just a little bit. That helps them stay separated in there. We want them all to get coated evenly. We don't want any of them sticking together. And there are a lot of little pieces. Alright, once you got them all in there, zip it up tight. And just start to work it around. That way you get them all coated evenly with that sugar and cinnamon mixture. Now guys, I do want to say that if you want to add some nuts to this, you can. I used to make this with peanuts and it was delicious. I would be putting peanuts in right now, but I can't because I still don't have my implants. Okay, those are all coated with the sugar mixture. So the next thing we need to do is put them in the pan. Now this is where you would also add the nuts if you were going to add some. I'm just going to pull any of them apart individually that have stuck to each other. You could probably just pour them all in here because it is kind of messy doing it this way. But I just want to make sure that they are all individual and they're laid out in here perfectly. I'll show you how this looks in a minute. If my hands weren't covered with powdered sugar, I'd go get the camera and show you how it looks right now. And there we go. We got a little bit left over in the bag there. You could pour it in there, but I'm not going to. So this is what it looks like in the pan so far. Oh, this also mentions you can use walnuts or raisins. I think raisins would be really good in this, but you really don't have to have them. You don't have to have anything extra. This, just as it is absolutely delicious. So next up is our brown sugar and our butter. We need to make a mixture with that. So the first thing that we need is 3/4 cups of butter melted. Now I've left this butter out to get to room temperature so that it would be much easier to melt. So 4 tablespoons is 1/4 cup. We need 3/4 cup, so we need a stick and a half. Stick the rest of that in the fridge, get our butter in the measuring cup, and then stick it in the microwave. We also need 1 cup of firmly packed brown sugar. Our butter is melted, so I'm going to go ahead and pour it in here so I can use our measuring cup. 1 cup firmly packed. So you can either look at that and go, that's almost a cup as it is, we'll consider it firmly packed, or you can get another cup and actually pack it down. And that's right at a cup. So now we'll take this and we will mix this with our butter. And this is going to make almost like a syrup. That sugar is going to melt right into the butter. And once that's mixed up good, we're going to take that and pour it right over top all the biscuits. Try to coat them the best that you can. And as this bakes in the oven, that's going to seep down between all of those. Oh man, these are going to be good, guys. When they're done, you literally pull them apart and just eat them a chunk at a time. And that is it for the preparation. Now we put it in the oven for 30 to 40 minutes at 350 degrees. So we'll go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back with you guys. Okay. Wow. Look at that, guys. Okay, yeah, I am pretty sure that is done. We've got to let it cool for 5 minutes, and then we're going to turn it upside down and put it on that plate right there. Okay, so the pan is still warm. It's probably been 10 minutes actually, maybe even a little bit more. But what we need to do is kind of make sure that's not sticking on the edge there. And then we're going to attempt to turn it upside down on this plate and get it out of there. I guess it's not really hot enough for me to have to use that. Or is it? It is still pretty hot, but I can't get a grip on it. Maybe that'll work. Ooh, yeah, that worked. Yeah, oh my gosh, look at that, guys. Wow, that is monkey bread. So there is a close-up look at the monkey bread. I thought it was going to stick for a minute, but all I had to do was shake the pan. You can see there's a little bit of stuff left in there, but that came out very easily. Now, basically, all you do is pull it apart a piece at a time and eat it. Okay, so you can probably see there's a little chunk out of it right here. I actually filmed the segment of tasting it and then realized I didn't even hit record. So we're going to go ahead and do the taste test again right now. And look at this. This literally just comes right apart. Now I'm using a fork, but you can pull this apart piece by piece with your fingers because we cut it into such small pieces. And it is amazing, guys. I feel bad for anybody who's not watching these videos because they are not learning about the amazingness that you and I get to eat. Look at that. Comes right apart. Oh, yeah. That is so good. I can't even believe it. All right, guys, I'm going to peel some of this apart, put it in a smaller bowl, take it downstairs, and kick back for a very well-deserved movie night with monkey bread, the capuchin monkey, and a night at the museum.